Is smartphone use ruining the mental health of young adults and teenagers? American social psychologist Jonathan Haidt has a new book out called The Anxious Generation, and Peggy Noonan wrote about it in the Wall Street Journal on Saturday. The subtitle of the book is How the Rewiring of Childhood is Causing an Epidemic of Mental Illness. So Mr. Haidt talks about the safety behavior of parenting that has come up to keep children from interacting with the real world. Here are two graphics from Mr. Haidt's anxiety book dating from 2010 forward on mental health and anxiety in the United States. In the 60s and 70s, when I grew up, on Saturday or whatever day, if the sun was out, we were out on bikes, running around the neighborhood, doing whatever we wanted. We just had to be home for dinner. That is no longer the case. Parents are trying to keep children safe from criminals and predators and all kinds of things. The problem is all of that has moved online. So now we have children unsupervised in the wild west of virtual reality in the virtual world, interacting with dangerous people. And they're doing that at a younger and younger age. The founders of Facebook and Instagram knew that. They consciously knew that, and they did it anyway. In a 2017 interview, Sean Parker, the first president of Facebook, said this: social media gives you social validation and a positive feedback loop from physiology. So you get a dopamine hit, you create more content, that leads you to more likes and more comments. Jonathan Haidt recommends 4 reforms. Number 1, no smartphones prior to the high school age. So basic phones, no internet access. Number 2, phone-free zones from elementary school all the way through high school, with phones being in lockers. 3rd, no social media prior to the age of 16. And 4th, increased unsupervised play between children. So going to the playground, running around neighborhoods, doing what they used to do for socialization purposes and interaction, and the consequences of behavior. Columnist George Will responded. This book was published March 24th, I believe. And he said, well, the same thing has been said about several things. So there is a correlation, but of course not causation, because they said the same thing about teenagers driving in cars and having sex in the back seat, television, comic books, so think Mad Magazine, as well as the internet in general. And the whole thing makes me think back to John Roseman, who I used to read in the Omaha World Herald, and I left Omaha in 1995, so this is 30 years ago, when he talked about vitamin N. And here's an article, 2 little pages you can pause and read, about vitamin N. So even in the early 90s, John Roseman felt that children had a vitamin N deficiency and that parents should interact with them using the benign principle of deprivation. Mr. Roseman says, the most character-building 2-letter word in the English language is no. And vitamin N deficiency started with my generation and hasn't gotten any better. Say no to your children most of the time, he says, like 95% of the time. You'll be happier. They want to hear no. They want to know their boundaries, and they'll be happier. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.